Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, the honorable educators. Good morning, everyone who's watching this video. Let me introduce myself. I'm Suci Hidayah. I'm come from Senior High School One Baras. Now I'm standing here as the first speaker of government team. Let me tell you about our motion today. Our motion is this household criminalize individuals and organizations who do not recycle. Allow me to explain what our motion means this time and why I agree with our motion today. Criminalize means to determine punishment for a party for carrying out illegal activities. The illegal activity in question is due to not recycling the waste produced by the guilty party and causing negative effect on the surrounding environment. Individuals and organization. What is meant by individual here is a company or factory leader who does not implement or manage the provisions regarding recycling and management of inorganic waste produced by the company or factory he leads. Organization here is focused on a company or factory. Recycle waste. Why does the recycling process here involve companies and company or factory leaders? Seen from the many cases of environmental violation committed by companies in Indonesia. One example is the case of environmental pollution or violation by PT KSA in West Cikarang, based on article by bekasi.co.id. Then the case of the main director of a metal smelting company in the case of illegal management of toxic and hazardous waste, battery and environmental pollution in Serang, Banten, based on article by kompas.id. The negative impact of lack of inorganic waste management are numerous and occur very often in daily life and are global. Many natural disasters have resulted in the extinction of flora and fauna due to this inorganic waste. So this problem is not a problem that can be taken lightly because every day its impact threatens the survival of living creatures, not just humans. The amount of waste contributed by industrial activities is very large in Indonesia. Almost all industrial products will produce waste in the final process. One of the main contributors to environmental pollution, both land and sea pollution, is inorganic waste. This problem arises because the nature of inorganic waste is not easily decomposed. It takes hundreds of years to decompose naturally. In certain amounts, plastic inorganic waste has been proven to clog channels or rivers which can cause flooding. Even waste can become a disaster as happened at that Lewi Gajah final disposal site in Cimahi, West Java on February 21 and 2005. We cannot continue to throw all the waste we produce to TPA. This which has limited land for storage. Based on data from the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, in 2020 there were around 118,000 tons of waste produced every day, and most of the waste has not been managed properly. In fact, the Indonesian Institute of Science said that plastic waste is increasing amid social restriction. The waste problem is also exacerbated by the fact that many landfills in Indonesia are almost full and are no longer able to accommodate the incoming waste. It is unimaginable if this inorganic waste was left like that and not recycled. So, one way to reduce the negative impact of lack of inorganic waste management is to implement regulation, namely criminalizing individuals and organizations or factories, companies that do not use a recycling system for the waste produced, who do not recycle waste. So, we propose to strengthen this regulation. The violators need to be criminalized. Why should they be criminalized? Because this action is an illegal activity. Violate existing laws or regulation regarding waste recycling. What action can the authorities take against violators of the policy? For individuals, the authorities can impose penalties. To be more specific and more effective, punishment can be given based on the level of the violation committed, like medium and heavy violation. The first is for light violation. Penalties can be imposed, namely that the perpetrator must be responsible for waste that is not recycled. For medium violation, a penalty can be imposed in the form of a fine 15% greater than the cost of recycling waste that is not recycled at that time. For serious violation, a prison sentence of 1 year can be imposed and a fine of 25% greater than the cost of recycling waste that is not recycled at that time. Meanwhile, for companies, if divided based on the lightest to the most serious violation, such as for light violation, a company can be subject to sanction in the form of a fine, namely 20% of production profit for the 1 month allocated to the environmental service for waste management funds. For medium violation, production activities at the violating factory are temporarily suspended for 2 months and the factory is obliged to recycle the waste product produced at that time. For heavy violation, the violating company may be subject to sanction in the form of stopping production until the company can overcome the problem caused by the waste produced by the company or factory, as well as being subject to a fine equivalent to 25% of the company's annual profits. With applicable sanction, the policy of criminalizing individuals and organizations who do not recycle will be more effective. Waste management in Indonesia companies will be maximized, which means this will have a positive impact on the sustainability and quality of life of the community. Thank you very much for your attention.